Here we go now.
We all have busy lives, and I know especially around the holidays, cooking, cleaning, shopping, returning gifts makes it even busier. So why not make it a lot easier when it comes to preparing your meals in just 2 minutes? Our friends over at Factor Meals are back here again to sponsor today's live recap. And they have actually some good news, especially for those that have New Year's resolutions to lose weight. Ready to optimize your nutrition this year? Factor has chef-made gourmet meals that makes eating, well, easy. They're dietitian approved and ready to heat and eat in 2 minutes so that you can fuel right and feel great no matter what life throws at you. Why not lose up to 8 pounds in 8 weeks with Factor Keto meals based on randomized controlled clinical trial with Factor Keto? Results will vary depending on diet and exercise. And as always, we've gotten you a deal. Eat smart with Factor. Get started at factormeals.com/Kempire50 off and use code Kempire50 off to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. That's code Kempire50 off at factormeals.com/Kempire50 off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. More information on Factor Meals and your discount will be available in the description. Now let's get back to the show. Oh, goodness. Oh, Lord. Happy Friday, y'all. Apologies for being a little tardy for the party. I know some of you that have your notifications on, you may have seen that I had scheduled it, I think, for like 8:15, then I had to push it back. You know, Mama Allie, yes, please. Can we have the timestamps? I'm sure our replay crew will greatly appreciate your hard work. We appreciate you. Shout out to our King's Guards. Guys, don't forget to say hello and thank you to them. I had to push it back because, you know, I wanted to eat. On a Friday night, I'm doing a live. I want to make sure I have my dinner. Well, dinner was delayed. Okay, the restaurant that I ordered from, I had ordered like around 6:30-ish. It was like 8 o'clock and I still didn't receive my order. So I had to go get something else. Okay, telling my story. So obviously I had to push back my live, okay? So I ate a little something. I needed to prep, because doing a Hot Topics live is not just something you just come up on here and do. You must do your research. You must prepare. You must read. You must do the things. Then you have to figure out the technology. I have to get the pictures and things like that ready for you, okay? All right. And normally I don't do, these aren't a normal scheduled live, okay? We don't normally have Friday night lives. We've been having them recently. Don't forget, next Friday, there won't be a live, but I will be live in person in Washington, D.C. for the Kempire After Dark show. Low ticket alert on general admission. Low ticket alert on the meet and greets. If you want to meet me and take pictures, go get your tickets today. More information is available in the description. But New York City, we have our live show next month, Friday, February 21st. Go get your tickets for that. There is a live stream option for that show exclusively. Okay? Danny says, "Oop, don't play with the tourists and his food." No. So as I'm preparing to get here live, because we're live on multiple platforms. I'm on Twitter. I'm on TikTok. Woo, TikTok. Okay. And mind you, I've had a very busy day. I know you think this is all that I do, but no, I had a very busy day running around doing things, okay? Also taking care of my health. So I'm coming, da-da-da-da. Xenia says, y'all gonna learn to leave this man alone in his villain era. Tell him, Xenia. So I randomly see Nina's comment in the live chat. She says, come on, Kempire, this is fun, but it's still work. Every live I catch, you're always late. Shaking my head. Nini, I understand you have things to do, and sometimes you probably can't make a live, which is understandable. Feel free not to. Feel free. I'm not sitting here twiddling my thumbs. I'm not sitting here, just having a good old time. I'm preparing so that the show that people love to watch, that's professionally given to you, is given to you professional. And it's not, oh, I can't find this. I can't do that. So I appreciate your patience. Because what we're doing here is not things that can be prepared weeks in advance. These are not those types of videos. These videos are literally, oh, this news broke earlier today or a couple of hours ago. Nini probably just disliked the video. It's okay, girl. It's all right. But I understand you have things to do as well. Go on and do them. Guys, welcome back to the Kempire channel, your #1 source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, don't forget to like the video or dislike the video. It's your choice. Either way, I'm still going to be here. I keep telling you I'm in my villain era. Don't play with me. All right, let's get to the hot topics. TikTok is officially banned. I mean, it's been officially banned. It's been officially banned, but the Supreme Court is upholding it. So let me give you an update on that. There's a lot that we have to talk about. Okay, before we get to that, Trump's inauguration, because we're going to have record temperature numbers that are going to be happening here across the country, but also the East Coast. We're going to have record freezing, snow. So the inauguration is going to be held inside. We also found out that Nelly and Snoop Dogg will be performing at the inauguration, reception, whatever that's called. Just letting you know the news. Okay? All right. So, in other news, though, TikTok is the Supreme Court is upholding the TikTok ban. I did see that the TikTok owner came out with his own statement in regards to the Supreme Court ban. This is what The Hill is reporting. They said the Supreme Court on Friday unanimously upheld a law requiring TikTok's China-based parent company to divest from the app, teeing up a ban set to take effect Sunday. You may have also been listening and following, because 1 minute TikTok's banned, next minute President Biden says that he won't enact the law, whatever, even though he signed off on it. He said he's going to leave that up to Donald Trump. The justices sided with the Biden administration, finding that the divest or ban law does not violate the First Amendment, just 3 days before President-elect Trump is set to take office. Trump has urged the justices to delay the deadline. This is a ban that he initiated, so that he could negotiate a deal. But the court instead acted with breakneck speed, whatever that means. However, the Biden administration does not plan to enforce the law ahead of the inauguration, ultimately leaving the decision to Trump and seemingly allowing the app to stay online for the time being. There is no doubt that for more than 170 million Americans, TikTok offers a distinctive and expansive outlet for expression, means of engagement, and source of community, the court said in its opinion. But Congress has determined that the divestiture is necessary to address its well-supported national security concerns regarding TikTok's data collection practices and relationship with a foreign adversary. What about indicted Mayor Eric Adams' foreign, having relations in being allegedly in cahoots with a foreign adversary. Oh, I also heard that he was at Mar-a-Lago this week. The court was unanimous in its judgment, although Justice Sonia Sotomayor and Neil Gorsuch filed separate concurrences. The law, which was passed by wide bipartisan majorities in Congress and signed by President Biden last April, gave TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, 270 days to divest from the app or face a ban from the U.S. app stores. TikTok has argued divestment is not a feasible option and that it will go dark as of Sunday. It contended that the impending ban infringes on the First Amendment rights of both the company and its 170 million American users. The court rejected those arguments, instead ruling in favor of the government. The Biden administration asserted that any free speech concerns are superseded by national security interests over the app's ties to China, raising alarm that the Chinese government could access Americans' data or covertly manipulate TikTok's content algorithm. I hate to tell them, but I think China already has. But all right, look, all right. Under these circumstances, we find the government's data collection justification sufficient to sustain the challenge provisions, the court's opinion reads. In concurrence, courts has said that the court was right to not rely on the covert content manipulation rationale and also not rely on secret evidence from the government. Whether this law will succeed in achieving its ends, I do not know. A determined foreign adversary may just seek to replace one law surveillance application with another. As time passes and threats evolve, less dramatic and more effective solutions may merge. Even what might happen next to TikTok remains unclear, Gorsuch wrote. Sotomayor, meanwhile, briefly wrote separately to criticize the court for not firmly deciding the First Amendment applies, only assuming it does, saying our precedent leaves no doubt that it does. Following Friday's decision, White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre emphasized the Biden administration believes TikTok should remain available to Americans, just not under its current ownership. President Biden's position on TikTok has been clear for months, including since Congress sent a bill in overwhelming bipartisan fashion to the president's desk. TikTok should remain available to Americans, but simply under American ownership or other ownership that addresses the national security concerns identified by Congress in developing this law, Jean-Pierre said in a statement. However, she noted that given the sheer fact of timing, the implementation simply must fall to the next administration. The court's decision deals a significant blow to Trump, who argued in a friend of the court brief that the Supreme Court should put the January 19th deadline on hold so that he could attempt to negotiate a deal once in office. Negotiate a deal with one of his billionaire friends? You know, there was a rumor out there, and TikTok denied it, that Elon Musk wanted to buy the platform. Trump has increasingly expressed sympathy with TikTok. As the ban approached, TikTok CEO will attend Trump's inauguration. And Trump is reportedly considering signing an executive order to circumvent the ban. I think it's important for you guys to know the full details of what's happening here, all right? The president-elect said that Friday that he discussed the fate of TikTok with Chinese President Xi Jinping during a call. Lord, the man that has the vocabulary of a... With the Biden administration confirmation, it will leave enforcement to Trump. The president-elect said Friday that he'll be making the decision. It ultimately goes up to me, so you're going to see what I'm going to do, Trump told CNN, adding, Congress has given me the decision, so I'll be making the decision. I just wanted to give you guys a full scope of what's going on with TikTok, because I do know that there are a lot of people that rely heavily on TikTok as a means of expression, but also as a means of promoting their businesses. But I'm not surprised because literally I was live a few days ago and I got a random warning. We had just started the live here on YouTube and a random warning on TikTok. And I've told you I know plenty of content creators that were huge on TikTok that at one point, and TikTok basically banned them, and then their means of income disappeared and they never returned to the app. They're probably on other platforms. So I just thought it was sort of kismet that this was happening to their billion-dollar platform. At the end of the day, my main concern are with the other content creators on TikTok, and I say this as someone that has nearly 400,000 followers on TikTok. We're going to continue to follow this story. It looks like the owner of TikTok is willing to do whatever he needs to do to be in the pocket of the Trump administration so that his platform doesn't disappear. Which, at the same time, I'm sort of like, now I don't even know if it should stick around. Everybody and their mama are getting in line for this new situation that's coming into our government here in the United States. But I'm going to watch and see. You didn't come here for that. But when pop culture crosses over into politics, we got to talk about it. And we have a pop culture president. Okay? All right. Moving on. Exactly. Jesus is King says, yes, I watched CNN. Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank wants to buy it. He wouldn't buy it himself. He would probably buy it along with a few other companies, or one other company, I believe he had mentioned. So he has expressed interest in it, but the owner of TikTok is not interested in selling TikTok to an American business. I will say this, though. There are a lot of people invested in TikTok being taken over by an American company, both politically and in the world of social media. We have to remember, TikTok in their short form content has forced other platforms to invest in short form content. We've seen it with Meta. We've seen it with YouTube. They have been forced because of TikTok's popularity. TikTok's website was like the #1 search website. I don't remember. We talked about this on Tuesday Takeover maybe last year or the year before, how it beat out Google. So TikTok has been a threat to these major companies. So if TikTok is removed from the United States, that is a major win for these other trillion-dollar companies. It's something to keep in mind. But like I said before, here I go twerking on a fence. This is what I mean by twerking on a fence. You're like, okay, but so what's good? What's bad? I'm trying to tell you all sides, okay? But now hearing that the TikTok owner is doing what he can with this new administration to keep ownership of this makes me still concerned. Makes me still concerned about the platform and what it used to be. What it was when I first started on TikTok is not what it is today. But it still has allowed a lot of content creators, a lot of people, a lot of Americans, a lot of people that are here in America to have financial independence. And I understand the threat of that is scary. It's scary. So I hope that whatever the decision is, it works out for those individuals. All right. Where do I want to go from here? I'm going to start. I thought I might start light. Apparently not. All right. We'll go to Real Housewives of New York because I know a lot of you don't care, but I've been wanting to talk about the Real Housewives of New York's reunion looks. Did you guys see them? So as you know, we've been recapping Real Housewives of New York briefly before our Real Housewives of Salt Lake City recast. We did it yesterday. If you missed our Salt Lake City recast, we had a time. We were live for like almost 3 hours. 3 hours. So, if you missed it, be sure to check that out. All right. Let me just go quickly through the reunion looks and be sure to let us know your ratings as well in the live chat. If you're part of the replay crew, be sure to let us know your ratings for their looks. As I said, Andy Cohen came out and said that, oh, this reunion was phenomenal, blah, blah, blah. I said, lies you tell. Lies you tell. I don't believe that. Because turn after turn, every single episode of Real Housewives of New York this season has been terrible. But in the words of the late, great Aretha Franklin, gorgeous gowns, beautiful gowns, okay? They look great. I'm never going to take that from these women. They are very fashionable, unlike our girls over there in Potomac, for the most part. But I don't care. You could look great if we don't have the content. If it's not enjoyable to watch, I don't care. But we'll talk about it briefly here, and you guys will let me know how you would rate each look, okay? Let's start with the newbie, Raquel. I didn't see a picture of Rebecca, though. I mean, she was a friend of the season. I don't even know if she was even there. But Raquel, I mean, am I surprised that Raquel looks gorgeous? She looks gorgeous in a paper bag, okay? She looks gorgeous in a paper bag. But she got some Caroline Herrera. This is the only designer that I know. I didn't have the designers in front of me. I apologize. It's just not worth my time tonight. Okay? But she looks amazing. From her hair, her makeup. This is a 50-something-year-old woman, I believe. Right? Is she like the same age bracket as Jenna Lyons? She looks gorgeous. The makeup, the jewelry, the dress, the skin. She's gorgeous, okay? Gorgeous. 10. I'm giving her a 10. She looks great. She looks great. Okay? Kay said hair is a no. No, I like it on her. For me, if you know her personality, unfortunately, I know her personality because I've been watching this season of New York, but her personality, it's very fitting. And she is carrying it. Again, when we watch the reunion, oh yes, I will be watching the reunion. I watched the entire season. I might as well watch the reunion. Okay. But seeing their outfits in motion will be interesting. I believe this is a dress. Someone said this is a jumpsuit. No, I think this is a dress. But who knows? Who knows? She looks gorgeous though. I like it. The theme seems to be black and gold. Okay. All right, let's go to Jenna. Jenna decided to wear a bathrobe to the reunion. Look, Jenna Lyons comes from the world of fashion, so it's no surprise to me that Jenna is going to be innovative, be different. She did it at the last reunion by wearing jeans, and this time she wants to wear a bathrobe and look like a rich man. I think she looks great. I mean, it really wasn't a lot of effort, but I still think she looks great. I love the shoes. The shoes probably are crazy expensive. I mean, the robe looked crazy expensive too. I do think that it was a little lazy, especially for someone like her. But also, I think that she has always been a trendsetter in regards to what she used to do at J. Crew. So it's no surprise to me now. People are going to be like, I never thought of that. That's not typical for a reunion look, but I like it. So I'm not going to give her a 10, but I'm going to give her a 9, a strong 9. I think she looks good. Yeah, that's a robe, y'all. That's a robe. You know those robes are expensive, though. All right. Erin, as you know, is pregnant and was quite annoying during the season. I've seen this dress on multiple other people. I think she looks good, though. I mean, hair and makeup look great. The dress, I'm like, okay. I mean, last season she wore something very, short. I think she looks okay. Look, I mean, she's pregnant. I think she looks okay. I'm going to give her a 7. If you had to rate Erin's look, how would you rate it? I think she looks good. All right. Look, all right. All right, let's go to Jessel. But Jessel has really upgraded her fashion ever since last season. Like every look, okay? Look, I never know what I'm gonna get from Jessel. You know, sometimes she'll give us a traditional Indian, sari or something like that. And she'll give us something like modern version of it. But at this reunion, she decided to give us a little... Jessel, I told you yesterday when I recapped Real Housewives of New York, she has grown on me. I like her. I think she's probably the only one being authentic on this show at this particular point, or one of the few being authentic. I think I love the short bob on her. Her skin looks incredible. I like this dress. I'm loving it looks great. Like they're going to the Met Gala. I think she looks great. I'm going to give this a 10. This is a 10. She's been giving us 10 looks all season. She probably also had a photo shoot after this. That was a joke if you watched The Real Housewives of New York. I know a lot of you haven't. I love it. I think Jessa looks great. I think Jessa looks great. Great, great, great. All right. Let's go to Sai. Okay. Sai is supposed to be a fashionista. Sai is supposed to be the fashion influencer on this, cast. And every once in a while on the show, I'm like, okay, Sai looks cute. But as the person that's supposed to be the influencer, the fashion influencer, she's fallen flat since season 1 for me. I don't think she looks bad. Like, we're not talking Potomac bad. But for the person that's supposed to be the influencer, it's okay. It's not incredible. It's in with the theme. It does give like old school, like housewives. Does look like she's going to a ball. But it's just okay. It's not bad though. It's like it's all right. But if I'm gonna grade on the in comparison to the other looks, she falls short. So I'm gonna give her 6.5. I'm gonna give her a 6.5. I feel like the dress is eating her up too, because she's a small woman and this is a huge dress, and I feel like it's eating her up. All right, let's go. Okay, where should I go? Okay, I'll let you guys decide in the live chat and on TikTok and on Twitch and Twitter. You guys let me know. How would you want? Who do you want to see first? Do you want to see Uba or do you want to see Bryn? Let me know. I'll take a sip. Because the fans have been dragging some folks on social media. Okay. Uba or Bryn? Let me see. Nicole Max says, how is Sai going to sit down? That will be interesting to see. Nye says, Kemp is being nice tonight. Am I? I really like their looks for the most part. Uba. Ooh, I'm seeing a lot of Uba. Bernie says it's giving, I love it. It's giving Wicked Witch vibes in regards to Sai's look. Okay, everyone's saying Uba. All right, let's do Uba. All right. Damn, Bryn, no one was even, they don't even want to see your look. No one wants to even see your look, Bryn. Let me show you Uba. Okay, Uba, come on. Uba looks incredible. The body is bodying. She knows how to pose because she is a model. Naomi Wish, Giselle Wish. This is a 10. She looks great. I love the shoes. I love the dress. I love that the dress is just covering her entire, like she's giving Storm. If Storm was going to the Met Gala. Like she's not trying too hard. She looks great. I love that she's back to her beautiful, luscious black locks instead of the blonde that she was trying during the season. Her makeup looks great. She's gorgeous. We already know she's gorgeous. But I love this, and I love that she has a touch of gold on her wrist. Okay? She looks good. 10. 10. 10. Uba gets a 10. All right. We have to show her. I know you don't want to see her, but we have to show her. Jean says she's giving rich. And she tells you that she's rich. I need her to stop that. Bryn. Oh, damn, Bryn. Look, I actually like Bryn's dress. I think it's a nice throwback to, a time. I think it's a great look. Great, she has the body for it. You can see that there is a hint of seeing her body under this dress. I like the dress. And the hair is to kind of go with that same era. And you guys are mean for zooming in on her face, thinking that people did something to her face. No, that is the ugliness that's inside her coming out. That's the ugliness inside her coming out. Damn, girl. Look, damn. Damn. Look, damn. But I like the dress. Are we rating the dress or are we rating something else? We're rating the dress. Or the entire look we're rating. I'm going to give the look. Who did I give it? I gave Sai a 6.5. I'm going to give her a 5. I'm going to give her a 5. Yeah, this is not a great look, Bryn. This is not a great look. At all. Oof. But I'm not surprised. Based off of what she's given this entire season, or lack thereof, not shocked. All right, we have quite a few super chats. First of all, we appreciate your support, guys. And shout out to those of you that send in Venmo, Cash Apps, things like that. Love my kids. I got your housewarming gift. Thank you so much for that. I finally opened it today. Love my kids says, I'm always late for everything, even if I started 2 days before the appointment. Always on ninja time. You know what? A mess. M. Smith, thank you so much for the super chat. M. Smith says, Americans have now run to another Chinese app. Yeah, Red Note, which we can't even, if you go into the app store, you can't even read it. So I'm just like, okay. Allie, thank you so much for the super chat. Shout out to all of our members too. Allie says, if I want China to have my data, that's my business. You know what? Oriel, thank you so much for the super chat. Oriel says, greetings from Canada. We are scared too. Well, we have to remember, scared of what specifically? About the app or about the changes happening in America? Probably both. Okay. The app is banned in a couple of countries, including India. I don't know if that's changed, but I know it was banned in India. Allie, thank you for the super chat. Allie says, -1,000 just for the lie that Andy told about Real Housewives of New York. Yeah, agreed. Lady Shep, thank you so much for the super chat. Lady Shep, don't forget to like and thank you, Lady Shep. Don't forget to like and subscribe, everyone. Thank you for the super chat, and thank you for being a member. Mama Allie, thank you for being our one of our King's Guards. Mama Allie says, wait, how can she get away with a robe, but when I do it, I end up on People of Walmart? Wait, there's a thing called People of Walmart? And you were on it? Well, did you make it fashion? Do you look the same as Jenna Lyons when you're in a robe? I have to say, Jenna Lyons made it fashion. Make it fashion. All right. Okay, Julie, thank you so much for the super chat. Julie says, the power of prayer. My hubby is home. Yay! 2 weeks to 2 month recovery, but my hero. Thank you all for the prayers, your kindness and support. Amazing. That is fantastic news, Julie. And thank you for keeping us up to date on your hubby. And here you are back to spending his coin. Thank you, Julie, for the super chat. I'm so happy your husband is home. Allie, thank you for another super chat. Allie got a shimmy for you because you said so many super chats. Shimmy. Okay. Kempire, you're being nice because you've been fed. See, can you imagine if I didn't eat and I came on here? Nene would have got it worse. That was the person that was here earlier. All right. Love my kids. Thank you for another super chat. Love my kids says, I'm so happy, Kem. Enjoy, friend. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I forgot my housewarming registry was still up. I need to take that down. But thank you so much. I appreciate that. I mean, I'm going to put it to use. You could always, use these items. All right. Okay. Moving on. Let's get to the more stories because I have quite a few stories that I want to talk about. If you're part of the Replay crew, we will be adding the timestamps at some particular point. But since we were talking about the Real Housewives, let's talk about, and we were talking about a reunion, the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion. So Andy Cohen said this recently on Radio Andy.
The Real Housewives of Potomac reunion on last Thursday.
Now, was Karen there?
Karen was not there.
Ooh, where was...
Karen is checked herself into rehab.
Congratulations. Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Now... Oh, God, what do I give away? I will say this. I think it was the best reunion of the Housewives of Potomac, either ever or since the reunion where Monique brought the binder. Okay? And it was so unexpectedly funny, but also it really moved the needle in terms of story-wise with a few people. And it was very surprising. And I once again...
Andy, you're not selling it with all these pauses and just spit it out. You're not convincing us that this was a good reunion, especially when the main character was not there. Because as you know, Karen Huger put herself in a facility. I'm not going to even say it's a rehab because for all we know, it was like a spa. We don't know. But he does allude that Karen's energy or spirit is there. I'm not sure if Karen sent them a video or something. I don't know. But Karen was not there physically, at least to my knowledge.
Feel like a broken record, hyping up reunions, but it was really good. We're on the verge of 3 outstanding reunions: Salt Lake City, RHONY, and Potomac. So, I mean, by the way, Potomac still has like 4 or 5 episodes.
I'm up to date on Beverly Hills and Salt Lake.
Oh, good.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Caught up last night.
Salt Lake is so good, isn't it?
Wow.
It is so good.
It's so good.
That's one lie he didn't tell.
Unbelievable. So that was, I wanna, Karen was not there, but she was there. There was some movement in the Karen Huger camp. I don't want to give anything away, but it was great. I will say, watching the back half of that season under the lens of what we know about Karen, the body cam footage and about the verdict, it's fascinating.
The only thing that I'm interested in seeing at this reunion, I really don't care about Mia and her storyline throughout the season. I really don't. What I'm interested to see is when he keeps referring that or inferring that Karen was sort of there. I'm like, okay. We shall see. You know, we've been watching it and recapping it. So I will say RHONY was definitely worse across the board. I wouldn't say that Potomac was worse than RHONY. It did start off really interesting, and now it's just sort of taking like a deep dive. And I think when you see something like Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, it's like, it just doesn't compare. It doesn't compare. Wendy Asefo, Dr. Wendy Asefo also did an interview talking about this, and she also regurgitated some of what Andy said.
You guys just filmed the reunion. Andy said on Radio Andy, or Andy Radio, I think it's Radio Andy, I forget what it is. He said that it was the best reunion you guys have ever had. Why do you think that is?
It was good.
Was it? Why?
Oh, it was so
Karen
good.
wasn't even there, too.
You know what? She wasn't there, but she was there.
Yeah.
Her presence was definitely felt. It was, I've been on this show for 5 seasons.
Wait, did they have the wig there? Did someone bring the wig? Did she send the wig? I would see. Here's the thing, Karen. I'm not here for your theatrics. So if you send something to this reunion to be funny, that's not going to land well for you. Please understand. Don't send anything with theatrics, because that's not going to be funny. Some people are speculating that you think that it's a video call.
If it's not number 1, it's number 1A. Not even number 2, it's like 1A.
Okay.
Like it's right there. Like
neck and neck.
Oh, it's neck and neck.
What was the best one?
I think it will be tied with season 5.
Okay.
My first season when we all wore yellow.
Okay.
It was so juicy. It was so good. There were so many twists and turns. Things were revealed unexpectedly.
Maybe that's when Cynthia Erivo fell in love with you. Did you see it? She gave you a shout out. What is that?
Oh my gosh! I could literally right now just go to sleep and be okay for the rest of my life.
Okay, they're saying a bunch of nothing at this particular point. Okay, all right. Let's move on from there. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of an update in regards to Real Housewives and what's going on in their world. Okay. All right. So let's get to one last thing in regards to the Real Housewives world related, but married to medicine. So as you know, we did a separate live talking about Dr. Heavenly and the live that she did, claiming that Phaedra had not paid the charity. She did not give up the money that she was supposed to give up in regards to the charity for Kira for moms. Okay, so Phaedra decided to come to social media with her own receipts. But let me just remind you of what Dr. Heavenly said.
This man a check for $100,000 and his check ain't good today. The check ain't good. Now y'all gonna see a whole lot of slipping and sliding about this fucking money. I ain't going past the episode. But give that man for Cure for Moms his $100,000. Okay, today, when y'all say, let's get a man his money. You said 100 grand, we said 25. We would have gave that man 50. People don't be wanting to give. Y'all can say all the doctors in the world, they give $2,500 all day long. It's harder to get anything more than that out of doctors. Some of them gave 5 grand, I believe. I gave way more than that because I paid for the event. Me and Jackie paid for the damn event. You know what I'm saying? The event cost over $30,000, and I'm gonna get in a Patreon on.
Okay. Then she said this.
I didn't do it. Y'all have to talk. Y'all have to talk to Dr. Jackie. Anyway, so I just put up for auction. I'm trying to make money so she don't have to spend a whole lot of money, okay? And we're trying to get up the money, okay? So 4,000, she didn't sell. And I'm trying to figure out, did we get to the part where oh yeah, y'all got the man there, so y'all got it. Now, the interesting thing about this, and I'm gonna go on into it more on Patreon, evidently Phaedra put this man up as a prop because this man really thought that it was, they charged that man car for real. And from my understanding, because he called everybody, he emailed everybody for his damn money back. Now I don't even know who this man is. He's some kind of lawyer, whatever. Y'all might know him. I seen him on Instagram doing something. But evidently they've been friends for a while. They dated 28 years ago. And he ain't never got it. She didn't went out with her, like I said, and he ain't never get it. He done spent his money on her. She thinks that, and Phaedra is beautiful, like, right? But bitch, $4,000 for a few minutes on TV, the man wanted his money back, and rightfully so. And being the professional that Jackie is, she gave it back to him. The man said that Phaedra said just roll with it. This just for TV. Let's just roll with it. And that just shows you how she moves. Let's just do this for TV. So the man thinking, okay, I ain't really paying this $4,000, right? They ran his car for $4,000. Evidently, now I don't know this is fact. I'm just telling you what I thought.
Pause. I did hear this too. B Cutie says, I read Phaedra didn't even know they were going to use her for the auction. Heavenly admitted that. I think people don't realize she admitted that during this YouTube live recap that she was being messy. So Phaedra did not know that she was going to be put up for auction for a date. Okay.
He must not have been able to get back in contact with Phaedra because he called everybody damn it else. How you gonna take the man money, sell him and roll with TV, but then when it's time for him to really recoup his money or whatever, he can't reach you because he calling everybody else because you have the relationship with her. We don't know this man.
Look, I think this is a big deal because you don't want to have a charity event. First of all, the charity event, everyone agrees, the charity event, how it was done, look lackluster. I'm going to use the words lackluster, the word lackluster, and not other things that people have said. Okay, you guys can fill in the blanks. But to hear that the charity did not receive their money on time, but Phaedra did reveal on her social media because she doesn't want to look like she didn't pay her, give up her money, like she said, especially when she talked all that big talk during the season. So apparently Phaedra did give 30-something thousand. Let me show you Phaedra's receipt. So Phaedra posted this on social media, and shout out to those of you in the comment section that let me know that 50 Shades of Pink is Jackie's charity. So she wrote a check of $35,006.70. That's very specific. I'm just more looking at Phaedra's handwriting. Phaedra's handwriting is as shady as she is. But I get why people wanted her to write the wedding stuff. She's very theatrical handwriting. Okay. So Phaedra Inc. wrote this check to Jackie back in July of last year. So Phaedra posted her receipts like, I paid the money. I'm wondering if she paid the rest of it, because remember, she owed like 40-something thousand. And I don't know if she was going to cover the 4,000 that this man auctioned, supposedly was paying for the auction. I know, Candace says that's very specific. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, if she had already given some of this money in another check. But she gave 30-something thousand dollars. But as you know, if you've been watching the channel, I didn't think that Phaedra wouldn't have the money. I know she's been shaky over the years, and she's not the most reliable reporter, but I didn't think that she would talk all this big talk on the show and not pay it. So she decided to share on social media that she did give Jackie directly to Jackie's charity the money that they need to give for this for Care for Moms charity. Ken says either way she paid. Yeah, she paid. Look, we're fair. Okay. This all comes out as Phaedra did an interview with Page Six and is talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta. As you know, Phaedra came in at the end of the Real Housewives of Atlanta season, and she had some things to say about Drew Sidora. Take a look.
On this past season of Atlanta and tying in the Silk partnership. Who was the biggest serial liar this season on The Real Housewives of Atlanta?
I just find it so interesting that these two are asking Phaedra, who is a serial liar?
In your opinion?
It would have to be Drew Sidora.
Okay. So it seems as though Portia, the frick to your frack, holds that same opinion. What can you tell us about the way Drew moved through this season? Why do you think that maybe she chose to be untruthful?
Well, I mean, I had never worked with Drew. I know her husband fairly well, but I've never had the...
Why do you know her husband fairly well? Why does Phaedra always know someone's husband fairly well? Y'all notice that? It's always like, oh yeah, I know I don't know her, but I know the husband fairly. That's not the first time she said that, or the second.
Pleasure of working with her, and I don't know if it was pleasurable at all. However, she was just forgettable. I mean, and the objective of any housewife is to be unforgettable, and I didn't see a lot of memorable moments. However, she will have one at the end. And that's what really made me suss her out as the serial liar.
The serial liar. Here's the thing. Again, I find it so interesting that we're asking Phaedra Park, who's the serial liar. The day we met Phaedra, we had the Phaedra math in regards to she didn't know her due date. Okay? Or she didn't know when she was due. Okay. So I find it interesting. I'm not defending Drew Sidora, because Drew Sidora, her relationship with the truth has been shaky too, which I never would expect, okay? Just because of what we've seen of Drew before coming on reality television, not knowing that this is who she is. So Drew decided to respond to Phaedra on social media and said, look, I had the same thought though. I literally had the same thought as Drew. I was like, what would Phaedra know? Phaedra literally started filming like the last 2 weeks of The Real Housewives of Atlanta after Kenya was up out of there. So Drew Sidora says, she filmed for 2 days, child. Don't make me call Candy.
Lies! The lie!
Look, no matter what you feel about Drew, and we have plenty of feelings about Drew, she's definitely grown into her housewives-dom, okay? It will be interesting though, because I don't think Drew is prepared to take on a Phaedra. She wasn't prepared to take on a Kenya Moore. She's not prepared to take on a Phaedra. But I am willing to watch the car crash, okay? But I agree with her. Literally, that was the first thought that came to my mind. I was like, why would you have anything to say about Drew Sidora? You literally came around literally like 2 weeks later. But Drew probably was drewing. Okay. But anyways, so that's your Housewives update. Okay. Can we move on to some more pop culture news? That's what we're going to do. Mama Ellie is keeping the timestamps, guys. Don't forget to like the video. It's easy and it's free. And don't forget, you can hear an audio version of our live recaps and special episodes on the Kempire podcast. Subscribe today if you haven't subscribed already. All right, let's give you an update on this Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively situation. You know Paige Badgley from You on Netflix? So I randomly saw like a random like TikTok or something like that, and they were talking about. Remember, he's also from what's the name of that show that they all were on? And why can't I think of the name of the show that Paige Badgley and Blake Lively were both on? TikTok, help me. I can't remember. It's on the tip of my tongue too. I'm like, I see it. I watched it. TikTok, you're failing me. Not One Tree Hill. You know what? I'm a gossip girl. Thank you, Jasmine. Someone said One Tree Hill. Ken's, thank you. Ken says, I love the podcast. They get me through work. Thank you, Ken's. Here, okay. So, Mary says, Daddy Page Pinback. I can't even think right now. Anyways, so apparently he doesn't follow. Blake Lively on social media. So it makes me wonder, like, And you know, I love me some him, and I love you. Their final season's coming, and I think in April. That seems so far away. I love the show. It's had its ups and its downs, but I love the show. So let me give you an update, because you know that Blake Lively filed a lawsuit against Justin Baldoni and the creator and production company behind their movie It Ends With Us. And look, a lot of people have taken sides. A lot of people are still dogging out Blake Lively. Well, now Justin Baldoni has filed a $400 million lawsuit against Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. All right, so the NPR writes this. It says, actor and director Justin Baldoni and the company he co-founded, Wayfair Studios, has sued It Ends With Us co-star Blake Lively and her husband, along with their publicist, Leslie Sloan, for $400 million in damages. The suit, filed Thursday in federal district court for the Southern District of New York, alleges civil extortion, defamation, and a slew of contract-related claims about the film It Ends With Us, which premiered in August. This is crazy. This is all stemming from a film, y'all. The lawsuit is the latest development in what has become a legal battle following the production and release of the film. In December, Lively filed a complaint to California Civil Rights Department alleging that she had faced sexual harassment and other unwanted behavior from both Baldoni and the CEO of the production company, Jamie Heath, who also served as executive producer of It Ends With Us on the set of the film. She followed up with a lawsuit alleging that despite written agreements that the behavior would stop and she would not be retaliated against, Baldoni and the studio hired a crisis PR firm that launched a, quote, smear campaign against her image, planting content on social media and in the press designed to eviscerate Miss Lively's credibility. There were also text messages that were shared that corroborated some of what she was saying in her lawsuit. Jamie Heath, It Ends With Us LLC, and publicists Melissa Nathan and Jennifer Abel were all named as defendants in the lawsuit and are plaintiffs in the suit filed Thursday. So that's interesting. The publicists are also plaintiffs. Baldoni, along with his and Heath's publicist and a contractor, have denied any harassment or wrongdoing and instead paint the conflict as a creative struggle for control of the film between its two lead actors. Because you may remember towards the end of the filming, Blake apparently had rewrites that she wanted to do, and that was incorporated in the film. You also may recall in this whole battle between Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively, some of the cast have taken Blake's side along with the author of the book. Just giving you the full story, okay? I'm not choosing sides. I don't know these people. that denial comes in a lawsuit they filed against the New York Times. Because remember when we first talked about this Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni story, we read to you the New York Times piece. So I was actually shocked that Justin Baldoni decided to file a lawsuit against the New York Times, which reported on Lively's allegations in December. In a statement to NPR, the New York Times stood by their story, calling it meticulously and responsibly reported. I have to say, I felt like I didn't, I read through it with you guys. I didn't feel like the New York Times deserved to be sued. I felt like they were unpacking, very much like what we do on the channel when we see a lawsuit. We're not taking sides. We're unpacking what the lawsuit has said. They corroborated some of the information that was in there, but I kind of looked at Justin Baldoni like, why are you suing them? Baldoni, along with his, it was based on a review of thousands of pages of original documents, including the text messages and emails that we quote accurately and at length in the article, reads the New York Times statement. The New York Times confirmed to NPR that they, quote, plan to vigorously defend against the lawsuit. I wish him luck with that, Justin Baldoni. I feel like that was a waste of time, especially because they have no... Well, maybe they don't. I don't know. A lot of these media outlets, no matter how reputable they may be, sometimes are used to fight in the world of the media, in social media, in the public, against whoever they're coming after. Some of these people are bought and paid. Some of these media outlets are bought and paid. A lot of these media outlets are bought and paid. Some of y'all think I'm bought and paid. That happened the other day. Someone says, oh, when I was covering the Twitch story, the Stephen Boss story, somebody's like, oh, it seems like you are bought and paid by Allison. Because I don't agree with you? Just because someone doesn't agree with you doesn't mean that they're bought and paid. Understand that. Okay? I was like, bought and paid? No, I really don't. All right. So the lawsuit filed Thursday by Baldoni, Wayfair, and their publicists reiterates the argument that the conflict with Lively emerged from a creative struggle, describing how what allegedly began as a positive working relationship between Lively and Baldoni took a turn throughout the production process of It Ends With Us. Is this movie even worth watching? Can y'all tell me? I know it's on Netflix. Is it even worth watching? I heard when it came out, they lacked chemistry on screen. But the movie did well. The complaint alleges that little by little, Lively leveraged her star power, which I don't understand, because after Gossip Girl, I know she's done some movies, but I never understood, like, why is Blake Lively? It's because she married to Ryan Reynolds, or it's because she's friends with Taylor Swift. I never understood that. She hasn't really been in any blockbuster movies since then, since Gossip Girl. Look. But this movie did well. It ends with us and all this drama. Okay. The complaint alleges that little by little, Lively leveraged her star power to push for creative input beyond what is usually granted to an actor, which is what happened, including by taking over wardrobe decisions, rewriting scenes, creating her own cut of the film. All of this is fact. And eventually demanding that Baldoni be excluded from promotional materials and events. Didn't they also include in the lawsuit that Baldoni, they had a picture of Baldoni in the basement? Damn. Oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh. And this is his film. This is his baby project. And he couldn't be a part of it. But I'm not saying that he was innocent. Did he create that for himself, that no one wanted to be around him? But when you think about it, like, this is your baby and you can't be out there to promote it with everyone, everything around it. Bethany Frankel even came out when she went to the New York premiere. She said it was a weird energy at that premiere. So much so that she left. She said, I didn't want to say this because I feel like you guys would cancel me. I was like, what is she going to tell us? The fact that she went to a premiere party, walked the red carpet, but did not stay for the movie, I guess that's a big faux pas. That would be me. I'm like, I don't feel like staying. Anyways, so they continue in regards to this Justin Baldoni lawsuit. The lawsuit vehemently denies that Baldoni, the CEO, or anyone else on set engaged in sexual harassment or any other inappropriate behavior towards Lively or her team. Instead, it alleges that Lively and her husband, Ryan Reynolds, led a string of extortionate threats to tarnish Baldoni's image. The lawsuit is a legal action based on an overwhelming amount of untampered evidence detailing Blake Lively and her team's duplicitous, I love that word, attempt to destroy Justin Baldoni, his team, and their respective companies by disseminating grossly edited, unsubstantiated, new, and doctored information to the media, according to their attorney, Brian Freeman, who he said this in a statement to NPR. It's clear, based on our own all-out willingness to provide all complete text messages, emails, video footage, and other documentary evidence that was shared between the parties in real time, that this is a battle she will not win and will certainly regret. In addition to Lively and Reynolds, the complaint names Lively's publicist, Leslie Sloan, and the public relations firm Vision PR, which represents both Reynolds and Lively, as co-defendants. When NPR requested comment on the allegations presented in the lawsuit, Vision PR shared a statement on behalf of Lively's legal team that reiterated her initial allegations and added that Lively was not alone. The evidence will show that the cast and others had their own negative experiences with Mr. Baldoni and Wayfair, they wrote. This is the latest lawsuit from Justin Baldoni, Wayfair Studios, and its associates is another chapter in the abuser playbook. This is an age-old story. A woman speaks up with concrete evidence of sexual harassment and retaliation, and the abuser attempts to turn the tables on the victim. This is what experts call DARVO, deny, attack, reverse, victim, offender, they wrote. Wayfair has opted to use the resources of its billionaire co-founder to issue media statements, launch meritless lawsuits, and threaten litigation to overwhelm the public's ability to understand that what they are doing is retaliation against sexual harassment allegations. Do you guys have a feeling that everyone might be at fault here? I just had that thought. I was like, I think she might have valid points, but I also think that he might have valid points about her. But the difference here goes the HR in me coming out, she was an employee under him. So, as you know, employees aren't the ones spearheading this production or this work environment. But this is going to be an interesting legal case. So NPR continues in regards to Justin Baldoni's lawsuit against Ryan Reynolds and his wife, Blake Lively. A significant section of the lawsuit filed Thursday focuses on a document Lively included in her own complaint, a list of 30 demands for the set after the cast and crew returned following the 2023 strikes in Hollywood. These included no more personal physical touching of or sexual comments by Mr. Baldoni or Mr. Heath to be tolerated by Blake Lively and or any of her employees, as well as any female cast or crew without their express consent. No more improvising of kissing. An intimacy coordinator must be on set for all scenes involving nudity and or stimulated intercourse. Here's the thing. I'm surprised in this day and age that that wasn't a given. Even Candy Burris Tucker had an intimacy coach on that movie she did with Drew Sidora. And that was a lower budget, not low budget, but like a lower budget than this movie. And you guys decided not to have one until she made a complaint? Just asking the questions, okay? In Thursday's lawsuit, Baldoni and his co-plaintiffs argue that the production team never received or agreed to this list. Okay. Instead, they allege they signed on to a 17-point list of demands that, according to the suit, was not open for negotiation. Even though the studio disagreed with the implication that inappropriate behavior had occurred on set and attempted to make edits, they argue in the lawsuit, for example, that an intimacy coordinator was already required on set. Wayfair would have to sign the document as is despite the falsity of its insinuations, reads the lawsuit. The alternative was to lose millions of dollars, cost hundreds of people their jobs after they had been out of work for months, and destroy their relationship with Sony. The lawsuit claims that the list of demands marked the beginning of a carefully constructed paper trail to destroy Wayfair, Heath, Baldoni, and the film. According to the suit, Lively's husband, Ryan Reynolds, was not contracted or hired to work on the film, but but became central to production conflicts. In an interview with E! News, the Lively shared that Reynolds rewrote a pivotal scene of the film, which, according to Wayfair's lawsuit filed Thursday, was news to other producers as Reynolds did not have Wayfair's authorization. The lawsuit also described a, quote, traumatic incident in which Reynolds allegedly berated Baldoni in front of Lively, Heath, and others involved in the film, and alleges that Reynolds called Baldoni a sexual predator and pressured talent agency William Morris Endeavor, WME, to drop Baldoni as a client, which they did recently. However, WME, in their statement, said that this lawsuit from Blake Lively wasn't the only reason they decided to part ways. And I highlight that because it's important. Okay? But is it unusual in Hollywood where someone that's a power player, and Ryan Reynolds is a power player, and like I said before, and I think that might be part of the reason why Blake is able to kind of walk through these rooms and be like, you know, we're an A-list couple, even though she hasn't had a hit in years. Just saying. Okay, even though I will say It Ends With Us would probably be considered a recent hit. See, I'm fair. So apparently Ryan Reynolds is rewriting stuff, but why would Ryan Reynolds refer to you as a sexual predator? Like, where did that come from? Just asking. I'm asking the questions, okay? NPR has reached out to WME for comment and has not received a response. Though Vision PR provided NPR with a statement on behalf of Lively's legal team, it does not provide any further information about these allegations against Ryan Reynolds. Okay, so after the film's completion, Wayfair alleges that the studio and Baldoni hired a crisis PR firm not to launch a smear campaign against Lively, as she claimed in her own lawsuit, but to be ready in case Reynolds and Lively unleashed their wrath on them. Okay. Lively previously alleged that a marketing plan created by the film's distributor, Sony, encouraged the cast to focus on the upbeat themes of the movie, and that Baldoni and his team privately pivoted from that strategy to focus on narratives of abuse as a way to deflect against brewing speculation about a rift in the cast. In their lawsuit Thursday, Wayfair alleges that Baldoni never agreed with the marketing plan and that he and Heath continuously pushed to recenter the topic of DV. NPR has reached out to Sony for comment and has not received a response. Wayfair's lawsuit contends that the sexual harassment and smear campaign claims are an attack for not only Lively and Reynolds, but also from the studio's own former publicist, Stephanie Jones of Jones Work LLC, who is not listed as a co-defendant. The lawsuit argues that Jones was in an embattled working relationship with Wayfair and Baldoni by the time It Ends With Us was released, and that due to personal and professional conflict with her then employee, Jennifer Abel, she turned over private communications between Abel, Melissa, Nathan, and Wayfair to Lively's team as, quote, revenge. So remember, in Blake Lively's lawsuit, there were text messages that were shared and played all out on these social media streets, which made the situation look very bad for Justin Baldoni and his company. Jones has filed her own lawsuit in New York State Court against Abel, Nathan, Baldoni, Wayfair, and several unnamed individuals. This is going, look, I feel like, damn, like this got so ugly. Because I remember, and I know I didn't cover it because I can't cover everything. Before this turned into a lawsuit, I had seen the rumors of like, what's going on with the promotion of this film? Why is Justin Baldoni not, filming with everyone? And then people are like, Blake Lively, it should end with her. Just saying. And when they said that there was a smear campaign, I was like, oh, I kind of believe it because I remember seeing all this bad press with Blake Lively. Blake, but that bad press didn't hurt the fact that you actually had your wedding at a plantation. That they didn't make that up. That's been out there. But I say all that to say that is your update on what's going on. We're going to continue to follow this story. Be sure to let us know your thoughts, those of you in the live chat and those of you watching the replay of our Hot Topics Live. Don't forget to like today's video, and don't forget to subscribe to the Kempire podcast on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. While you're there, don't forget to give us a 5-star review. Please, and thank you in advance. Okay? All right. We're going to move on because we have quite a few more things to talk about, and it's already almost 11 p.m. Eastern here in New York City. Mama Ali, thank you so much for the super chat. Mama Ali, in regards to what she was talking about, the people of Walmart, because I never even heard of this. Apparently, a lot of you have heard of this. She says, no, I've never been on people of Walmart. I'm not that bad. I didn't even heard of that before. Maybe because in New York City, we don't know. We don't have a Walmart in New York City. We have to go to like New Jersey. So maybe that's why we don't really know about it. Allie, thank you for another super chat, Allie. Allie says, cheaters will do anything but tell the truth. Damn, Allie. Oriel, thank you so much for another super chat. Sorry, see, I can't do this on the evening news. Okay, wishing you and yours a very happy and relaxing 2025. You give us so much joy through your channel. Please take time for you. 2025 is the year of self-care and not giving an F. Oriel, thank you. Thank you for the reminder for that. So that means tomorrow, don't expect nothing from me. I want to do some self-care. I got to get ready for my Washington, D.C. show, which is a week from today. A week from today, I'll be in Washington, D.C. for the Kempire After Dark live experience. There are some tickets left. So if you've been waiting, I don't know why. Shout out to the DMV. Y'all showed out last year. Y'all showing out this year. We are almost sold out. I appreciate you guys. My mother says, Google the Kempire. You'll have a blast. Nope. Winter, I have to watch it. Maybe this weekend, maybe tomorrow during my self-care. I'll watch Young, Famous, and African season 3. I don't know about the face, though. What's with the face? Is it not good? Liquidator. Is Liquidator still around? I thought Liquidator shut down. Okay. All right. All right, let's move on. Let me give you your Wendy Williams update. Okay, let's talk about Wendy Williams because we've talked a lot about Wendy, okay, this week. So as you know, let me remind you that Wendy Williams did an interview on The Breakfast Club. She also did an interview on TMZ. She also did an interview with Jason Lee. She also did an interview with Don Lemon. She did the rounds this week. And everyone said, Wendy is not permanently incapacitated, which is what the Guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, has said about Wendy Williams in court documents, saying that she's permanently incapacitated. However, in these interviews that Wendy has done, she says that is not the truth. I am not permanently incapacitated. I am just fine. Charlemagne the God over the holidays spoke to Wendy Williams, as you know, before he brought her on The Breakfast Club, says that she sounded great. I've been talking to her for the last couple of weeks. She could return to radio tomorrow. I'm very honest with you guys. I'm not going to shuck and jive with what people want to hear. I'm that friend, okay? I'm the friend that's going to tell you the truth. I'm not going to sugarcoat things for you. Wendy Williams doesn't sound permanently incapacitated by the definition of those words, okay? But Wendy definitely does not sound like Wendy of yesteryear, which is fine. I probably don't sound like how I sounded when I first started the channel, but that's comparing apples and oranges here. Wendy does not sound like she could return to work tomorrow, which is fine. I don't need Wendy to return to work tomorrow. She's given us decades of content and laughs and joy. I just want Wendy Williams to be able to be with her family because I don't see what the point of Wendy being separated and almost like kidnapped and in a luxury prison as her niece, Alex said in these interviews. Speaking of her niece, she also spoke out because Wendy's attorney, and I put it in quotes, attorney, because this attorney is not someone that Wendy knows, has spoken to, has hired for herself. This attorney is representing her in the A&E lawsuit. So this attorney is really representing Sabrina Morrissey, Wendy Williams' guardian. All right, so that's important. So the attorney spoke out to TMZ and says, Wendy has her good and bad days. At no time did this attorney address that Wendy feels isolated, that Wendy wants to see her family. Did not address those elements. I do believe that Wendy has her good and bad days. I've said it here on the channel. However, please address the fact that Wendy is not able to be around her family. What is that about? Okay. Chunky says, she sounds different, but she's been through a lot and can't say too much. I know she's not the same, but she's not sick enough to the point where her family can't see her and she's taken away. It's that point. There's no reason for Wendy to be locked up in a room by herself where her family can't call her, where her family can't go to visit her without, speaking to Sabrina Morrissey. I don't understand that. So the family has started a change.org petition. They also have a GoFundMe. And I know some people are like, why do they need a GoFundMe? Because Wendy's money is controlled. They don't have money. They weren't millionaires, her family. She was the millionaire. I'm not buying a free Wendy t-shirt from Tommy, though. No. I trust the GoFundMe. This GoFundMe, I literally got the link from Alex, her niece. So they have a GoFundMe. They've raised nearly $20,000 already. Their goal, I think it's like 50-something thousand dollars. Let me actually take a look again, just to confirm. Their goal is $50,000. They've raised so far almost $20,000 in a span of a couple of days. In the GoFundMe, they say this. A GoFundMe fundraiser is being urgently organized to assist Wendy Williams' family in expediting her return to her rightful home in Florida. For far too long, Wendy has faced challenges of being unjustly placed under guardianship and labeled as incapacitated despite her strong will and determination to live her life independently. Her current situation is not only unfair, but also deeply isolating. The guardian assigned to her has severed her connections with her friends and family, leaving her without the support system she so desperately needs. The isolation in New York has made it increasingly difficult for her to maintain her strength and resilience. Wendy's family is passionately advocating for her return to Florida, where she can once again be surrounded by the love and support of those who care about her. They are suffering emotionally as they witness the toll of her isolation is taking on her well-being. Unfortunately, they have exhausted their financial resources in their fight against this unjust guardianship and are in dire need of assistance to secure legal representation. And here's the thing. I know a lot of people are saying, but isn't her sister an attorney? Yes. However, you need a specific attorney that specializes in this because our guardianship and conservatorship laws in this country are just so antiquated, dangerous. And that's one of the things that we learned from the Where Is Wendy Williams documentary was the fact that these things are happening more and more, where people are falling under guardianships with people that aren't their friends or their family. Okay? So they are looking for assistance so they can hire the right attorney that specializes in this type of case. So this is what they're trying to raise funds for right now. Okay. Again, more details. Matter of fact, I will share a link in the live chat and I will be posting a link in the replay. So let me just post a link here, the GoFundMe for Wendy Williams. And if you can't donate, that's fine, but share it with people that you know. Share it with people that you know. So again, they've raised almost $20,000. Their goal is to have $50,000. As you saw with the Britney Spears conservatorship, that took a long time. That took a lot of fans, a lot of protesting for people to get Britney out of her conservatorship. Here's the thing, though. Britney is out of her conservatorship, but I feel like she doesn't have the support because remember, her conservatorship was her family. Her father was over her conservatorship. I believe that Wendy will have the support that she needs from her niece to her sister to her son. I still think that Wendy Williams needs support, and I think once they have the right attorney, the attorney will lead them in the right direction of how to handle this, both on the public side, but also on the legal side. One thing I will say is I think they need to stop. I'm not an attorney, so don't listen to me, but this is my opinion. This is not legal advice. You attorneys that are attorneys, feel free to weigh in. The family trying to paint the picture that Wendy Williams is okay to handle her finances and her health decisions and things like that. I don't know if that's the right direction personally, because based on what I've seen, again, I'm not part of her everyday life. I don't know if she is. I still think that she needs to probably the proper support, but I think that proper support should be her family and not Sabrina Morrissey, who has allegedly been accused of an overreaching guardianship in the past. Just saying. I did see that Wendy's niece, after the story came out, and the attorney, Wendy's quote attorney, spoke out and said that she has her good and her bad days. And this is what Wendy's niece had to say in regards to that. So let me just show you that. So Wendy's niece says on her Instagram story in regards to this TMZ story, she says, lies. I talk to her, meaning Wendy Williams, every day, and she sounds the same every day. I would love to know what they mean when they say, quote, bad days. This is a desperate attempt to still try to make my aunt seem incapacitated. Full stop. I think the scariest thing here is the fact that if this could happen to Wendy Williams, a millionaire, a family that's surrounded around her, it makes me wonder if this could happen to us. And I know a lot of people cite the movie I Care a Lot. If you haven't seen the movie I Care a Lot, it's on Netflix. I watched that like a few years ago. It shows you, and that's why I feel like the Where is Wendy Williams documentary was necessary, because I think a lot of people don't know until they know by watching documentaries and movies like this, that this is happening every day, but with people that don't have a platform, with people that we don't know, that are in these guardianships. We're going to continue to talk about the story. We're going to continue to push this out there. The attorney coming out and saying that she has her good and bad days. Okay, that's all well and good. Why can't she see her family freely? Why can't her family call her directly? Why? You might be wondering why Sabrina Mercy hasn't spoken out. Legally, she can't speak out in regards to addressing what she's being accused of. But we're going to keep speaking up. We're going to keep speaking out until Wendy is able to see her family when she wants to see her family. She did get very emotional during the Breakfast Club interview, and because she was concerned that she might not see her father next month for his 94th birthday. She did comment on Diddy. She says Diddy will spend the rest of his life in jail, and then said Diddy is done. Either way, let's continue to pray for Wendy Williams, pray for her health, and pray that she's able to reconnect with her family very soon. Okay. All right. Durant says, I blame Debmar Mercury. They probably set all this up. Here's the thing. I don't know about that. Wendy did accuse her then manager of getting the ball moving for this guardianship. She accused him of that. So there was definitely a systematic effort to have this happen to Wendy Williams. Okay. Farrah says, I always agree with your take, which is fine. You don't always have to, because we that's natural as humans. I'm sure a lot of people here don't always agree with me. That's fine. It's all about how you share your opinion. Like we don't need to attack each other if we disagree. Okay? We don't need to say like, oh, you're bought and paid. By who? All right. Let's move on. This Drake story. Drake, you are so sad. Drake, what is wrong with you? Like, this has just gotten worse by the minute. Like, you have cemented your place in music history, and you're going out so sad. So sad. Let me remind you. So Drake was initially suing Universal Music over the rap battle. You remember the rap battle that subsequently had multiple songs from Drake and Kendrick Lamar that came out. And Kendrick ended him with the song Not Like Us. But they've turned that song into not just a rap battle song. It's become a single. It's now nominated for Grammys. He's now going to be at the Super Bowl. I know Drake is probably so mad, and maybe this is his last-ditch effort to make sure that Not Like Us is not played there. Sir, people loved the song because it was clever. It was fantastic. It reminded us why Kendrick Lamar he's iconic in his own right when it comes to being a lyricist. But Drake initially filed a lawsuit against Universal Music, and he then dropped that particular lawsuit, and now he's suing for defamation. Oh my God. And he's accusing them of being anti-Semitic. Okay. Follow me, okay? Just give me a second. Let me just go through some of this. Shout out to our friends over Variety. They said Universal Music Group is responding to Drake's lawsuit, and they post a fiery response to his lawsuit around Kendrick Lamar's brutal diss track, Not Like Us, in which he accuses the company, his label for more than a decade, of defamation. Early Wednesday, Drake sued the company for defamation and harassment, claiming it's spreading the false, malicious narrative that he is a PDF file via Kendrick Lamar's track, Not Like Us. In response, UMG spokesperson said, not only are these claims untrue, but the notion that we would seek to harm the reputation of any artist, let alone Drake, is illogical. We have invested massively in his music, and our employees around the world have worked tirelessly for many years to help him achieve historic commercial and personal financial success. Whoa, Drake. Here's the thing, Drake keeps telling on himself, because remember when we first talked about this lawsuit and he talked about some of the things that they may have done, and I was like, wait, how do you even know about them doing stuff like this? Have they done that for you? Just asking. Again, I feel like he's telling on himself. Has he seen them do this to other people's career? And now that it's happening to him, he's like, oh. This is just so sad to me. Like, it's not worth it, especially if you understand hip hop culture. I'm not a hip hop head, but I understand rap battling. Sir, we would have forgotten about this if you didn't continue this ridiculous Karen behavior. It's very Karen behavior. Throughout his career, Drake has intentionally and successfully used UMG to distribute his music and poetry, to engage in conventionally outrageous back and forth rap battles, to express his feelings about other artists. He now seeks to weaponize the legal process to silence an artist's creative expression and to seek damages from UMG for distributing the artist's music. We have not and do not engage in defamation against any individual, the statement concludes. At the same time, we will vigorously defend this litigation to protect our people and our reputation, as well as any artist who might directly or indirectly become a frivolous litigation target for having done nothing more than write a song. In the document, Drake claims that UMG knew that Lamar's lyrics and images in the song's music video were false and dangerous, and that it chose corporate greed over the safety and well-being of its artists. In controversy, UMG saw an opportunity, seized it, and continued to fan the flames. I think we were fanning the flames. We were like, not like, sorry. Okay. Although Lamar's lyrics are at the heart of the lawsuit, it clearly places the blame on Universal for releasing, distributing, and promoting the song. This lawsuit is not about the artist who created Not Like Us. Its suit reads, it is instead entirely about UMG, the music company, and that decided to publish, promote, exploit, and monetize allegations that understood were not only false, but dangerous. I mean, the same can be said about you and what you said in your song about Kendrick. Kendrick just went for the jugular. Damn, it's screaming Karen behavior, and it's just a reminder that you're not like us. Come on, like, you're in the world of hip hop, you understand rap battles. This is another reference, not to your skin color, not to your heritage. This is to a reminder that you're not a part of the hip hop community, because they would never do this. This has to be a first, right? Have we ever heard of a rap battle going to a defamation lawsuit? Ironically, Universal distributes both Lamar and Drake's music. Both artists own their recent master recordings via their companies and has for the majority of both artists' careers. The suit claims that because Drake's current deal with UMG is nearing end of its terms, the company is attempting to devalue his music and profile in an effort to gain more favorable terms in a renegotiation. Drake, you shining a light on this, You crashing out as a news reporter on CBS just called him a white woman. Was that Drake is, she's a lawyer. She's like, he is crashing out. Okay. You are devaluing your brand. You putting a spotlight on this and making this a legal situation, you are devaluing your brand. Drake, what you need to do, we haven't heard an R&B record from you in a long time. I know you are in your feelings. I need you to go put an R&B album out. I'm a Drake fan. I like Drake music. I probably like more Drake music than I like Kendrick music. But all of this behavior, this Karen behavior is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's sad. That's the only reason why I'm talking about it, because I was like, no, I can't, Drake. Really? We're doing this again? We're not letting... when I heard that he dismissed the first lawsuit, I was like, okay, good. And then I'm like, no, he's refiling it so he can sue for defamation. Drake originally filed a legal petition against Universal and Spotify, and another naming iHeartMedia in November, but withdrew the first petition on Tuesday, clearing the way for the lawsuit. However, Drake seems to have backed down on the claims that UMG and Spotify conspired to falsely boost the song's streaming numbers. Those allegations were strenuously denied by both companies. But here's the thing. There was more. There was more. So in this lawsuit, he's accusing them of anti-Semitism. Shout out to Hot New Hip Hop. So let me just get to the part where, because they cover everything we just talked about. I want to just talk about this part. So today, January 15th at the time, Drake filed an official lawsuit against UMG for allegedly spreading, quote, false and malicious narrative that he is a PDF file. I mean, that was definitely in the song. Okay. This is far from the only allegation the suit contains, however. Drake also suggests that the Not Like Us is allegedly anti-Semitic because he's Jewish. Furthering the recording's refrain that Drake is not like us, the recording alludes that Drake's Jewish heritage, saying that Drake is not a colleague, but an effing colonizer, the lawsuit alleges. So he's weaponizing. This is what I don't like. Now he's weaponizing his Jewish heritage. This was a rap battle. This was a rap battle. So Drake also suggests that Not Like Us is allegedly anti-Semitic. Furthering the recording's refrain that Drake is not like us, the recording alludes that Drake's Jewish heritage, saying that Drake is not a colleague, but an effing colonizer. Sad. Yeah. A TikTok, Kendra says, Kendrick really cut him deep. He's in his feelings. Drake, do what you used to do when you would be in your feelings, like a true Scorpio. You get back, you go into the studio and do a woo, 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 woo. Something like that. What are we doing? What are we doing? This is ridiculous. This is sad. This is sad because you are on the level of some of the top artists out there, and you're crashing out so sad right now. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I think this lawsuit is a waste of time. Clearly you're bored. Yes, you have the money to file any frivolous lawsuit. Sir, I thought you were going to take a break from the public eye. I think that would do you some good. I think maybe you being out in the public eye so constantly has made you just crash out, as the lady said on CBS News. I think if you look, you really could take a 2-year break. That might do you something good. It's 11:11. Thank you so much, Latavia. 11:11. Make a wish here in New York. My wish is that Drake will stop crashing out and he'll go in the studio and make a new R&B record. I like his R&B. Come on. Judy says he needs a nap. A long one. Mr. Melon Magic says he's crashing out more than Onika. I mean, yeah, Onika didn't take it to a lawsuit. She just crashed out on Instagram. That's cheap. Okay. Kay says, Kim, tell him to put on the Tim boots and sing. He already got those Tim boots on. Just Go in the studio, Drake. That's my advice to Drake right now. Take a year off. Go in the studio, write that R&B album. I'm surprised that you even want to renegotiate a deal with UMG. I know they pretty much own like 50% of the music business at this particular point. I thought we had monopoly laws. Yet I see all these monopolies, and not just in music, but just in every industry. I thought we had, no? Okay. Elisa says, I love his voice when he's singing, not crashing out. I like when he raps too, but I think this might be time for Aubrey Graham to release that album. And release it under Aubrey, because right now the name Drake is just going to be synonymous with pedophile. Or anything else in the damn thing. Come out, Aubrey. Love Aubrey. I already gave you your title. Love Aubrey. Come on. Tia says The Weeknd wrote them. Well, get The Weeknd back and write those songs. Come on. This is sad. This is a very sad situation. But whoa, Drake. Whoa. Oh, damn. Did I cover everything that I wanted to cover tonight? I think I did. Look at me. Well, I appreciate you guys being a part of our live tonight. If you're part of the replay crew, because I know this wasn't planned, be sure to let us know your thoughts on everything that we covered. Fallon, look, we have like almost 900 people watching on YouTube alone. I didn't see what you said. What did you say, Fallon? Let me know. All right, let me say thank you, because we did have a couple of super chats, guys, but you can also support the channel just by liking the video. When you like the video, it not only helps our channel, but it helps you discover other channels, other up-and-coming channels, people that you never have known about. That's probably how you discovered my channel. So don't forget to like the video. It's easy and it's free. And don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget to check out the description for everything Kempire, including our merchandise, our Cameo, our P.O. Box. All this stuff are available in the description. And be sure to thank our King's Guards for holding us down in the live chat and in the comment section. All right. Love Calm Peace, thank you for the super chat. Love Calm Peace says, she has been kidnapped in plain, Wendy. She has been kidnapped in plain sight, and it's so sad. My heart hurts for her. I agree. Because she should be able to see her family. I don't care what her condition is. She should be around her family. Thank you for another. Okay, Love Calm Peace. Let me shimmy for the dollars. Sorry. Love Calm Peace says, I am a nurse, and they are violating so many patient rights. Isolation is a form of abuse, financial exploitation, emotional abuse. It should not be that difficult to prove any of that just from the doc. It also depends too, because there have been accusing that Sabrina Morrissey and the people, the judge over this case, have been bought and paid. As you know, that's nothing new. People are bought and paid all the time. Look at what's happening in our government. People are bought and paid. Laws are passed. Look what's happening in California. I'm discovering so much. I do believe that those were wildfires, but I also believe that some of what could have prevented that was people being bought and paid within our political system. So this is another reason the Where is Wendy Williams documentary was so necessary, because it brought attention to these antiquated, dangerous guardianship and conservatorship laws in this country. So it's not that easy. I know it seems that it is, but these things are still happening. Love my kids. Thank you so much for being a member, and thank you for the super chat. Let me shimmy. Financial resources were drained by these guardians trash people, along with the attorney. In order for her to be in a facility paid via Medicare, she can't own a home, and bank accounts needs to be closed to zero. This is beyond criminal. Well, we're all doing our part by talking about this. So continue to use the hashtag #FreeWendy. Continue to talk about this. We can't let this stop being the conversation. I'm glad the family has taken to major platforms this week to talk about Wendy, and Wendy speaking for herself. Okay? All right. What else was I saying? Shout out to everyone in the live chat. We appreciate you guys. Thank you all for being here. I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. I'm going to take tomorrow off. As long as nothing major happens tomorrow. I'm going to do some self-care because I will be in Washington, D.C. next week, this time next week for the Kempire After Dark live experience. If you haven't gotten your tickets, go get your tickets today. And then, of course, we're bringing it back to New York City next month. There is a live stream option for the New York City show. Go get your tickets today if you haven't gotten your tickets. I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you so much for being here. Bye, y'all. A new year and new shows. The Kempire After Dark live experience is returning to Washington, D.C. on Friday, January 24th of 2025. I know it's going to be an interesting week, so why not unwind, relax, and have a good time with our community and me at Union Stage again on Friday, January 24th, 2025. Meet and greet tickets are still available. All the information will be available in the description. New York City, then you're up next. For Black History Month, we're bringing the Kempire After Dark live experience back to the Green Room 42. So if you want to talk hot topics and more with me, make sure you get your tickets today. But for those that can't make it to the show, or maybe you're international and you still want to view the show, get this exclusive opportunity to get the streaming option, the live streaming option at the Green Room 42 for the Kempire After Dark live experience happening on Friday, February 21st of 2025. More information on both shows will be available in the description.
Here we go now. Here we go.